Welcome to the Man on the Moon, everyone. Today, we're going to do another episode of What the FUD. This should be episode number 4. And today's topic is going to be Pi Network or Pi Coin. So the Pi Network is actually currently in development. It will be a coin, meaning that it's going to have its own mainnet and its own blockchain. And it's been developed by Dr. Koukalis, who is the head of tech, and Dr. Fan, who is the head of product. So Pi officially launched on March 14th, Pi Day in 2019. Now, when I say launched, I mean their app launched and they became public. However, like I mentioned before, it is still currently in development. So what does it mean then that it went live? Well, the Pi Network has an app called the Pi Network where users can go on and click a button once a day, every 24 hours to earn Pi. Now, this is obviously a pretty unique concept, especially in the cryptocurrency space. And there has been a lot of copycats trying to steal their idea since their launch. However, in my opinion, Pi seems to be the only serious project with a real development team that's actively working on developing a blockchain and a mainnet. So for Pi, the developers decided to kind of model their mainnet and their blockchain after the Stellar Consensus Protocol, or SCP, as well as the Federated Byzantine Agreement, or FBA. So it's not exactly a proof of work system. It's more closely related to a proof of stake system. Although it does not rely on staking, it does rely on nodes. So the idea for the mainnet with Pi is that it would be very low energy use and would rely on a complicated network of trusted nodes or individuals that know and trust each other to validate entries based on a voting system through messaging. So nodes will independently verify blocks and then come to a consensus with all the other nodes and would then basically have a voting system to agree that said block is valid. If you want to learn in more detail how the Pi Network's mainnet and blockchain will function and work, they do have a pretty extensive white paper you can look up on their website, or if you download their wallet or their network app, you can go ahead and just read the white paper straight from there, and it will go into great detail, laying out exactly what their plans are with the mainnet and how it will function. So a lot of people have been confused when they've heard about Pi Network as they download the app, they press this button, and all of a sudden at the top of the screen there, they start to earn more Pi. And they assume that their phone is kind of running some sort of algorithm, they're doing some form of proof of work, cryptographic hash function solving, and that it's using up their phone's computing power in some form or another. And this is actually not the case. So when it comes to mining in Pi, so they actually have 4 different types of miners that are classified as miners in the Pi network, according to the developers. And no, it is not in any way like the traditional form of mining. So you're not solving a cryptographic hash function at all, actually. The first is a pioneer. So a pioneer confirms they are not a robot once a day by simply clicking a button in the Pi network app, and they then earn Pi accordingly once every 24 hours. The second type of miner in the Pi network is a contributor. Now, a contributor, on top of usually being a pioneer, will also add what's called a security circle. They will have up to 5 that they get credit for, but they can have multiple people in their security circle that are also pioneers that they confirm that they know and are trustworthy. And that is essential for later down the road when the mainnet launches, for being able to set up nodes and being able to set up individuals that can then verify blocks based upon people they know and trust. The third type of miner is an ambassador. Now, an ambassador is someone who invites people to join the Pi network. So you can't just download the Pi network and start mining. You actually need an invitation code in order to even begin mining as a pioneer or as a contributor. So ambassadors do get more Pi earned as they bring more people in to become pioneers to help better develop and grow their network, so that when the Pi network mainnet launches, it's got a large, developed, and sophisticated node system already in place when it launches. This is also a way that they're trying to get the coin as decentralized as possible by having a lot of people involved the second it's launched, rather than a very small group of people involved with a concentrated amount of the coin. And the last one, which is probably going to be a lot closer to the traditional mining, is the node. So a node is someone who is a pioneer and a contributor that's also running the Pi node software on their computer. So this would not be on the mobile device like it is with the Pi network app, but this would actually be setting up the software on a computer. And they would then be running the SCP algorithm, taking into consideration the trust graph information provided by the contributors in their security circles. So when this launches, a pioneer can then confirm a transaction via nodes that they trust, or if they are a node themselves, and then they will then cross-check the information with the other nodes to confirm the block. And the cool thing about it is, like proof of stake systems, it doesn't require a lot of computing power in order to run the Pi software. So if you are interested in being a node and running the software, you can do it with basically any laptop or at-home desktop that you have. Now, as I mentioned before, this is currently not live. So all the Pi that you're quote unquote earning is more like a rain check, so that when the Pi network does go live, you will be then given those Pi coins, assuming that you can verify that you are a real person. So if you try to make multiple accounts and have fraudulent information, when they do make this go live, you will lose out on those coins, and you'll only basically be allowed to use one wallet per person. So it's not beneficial to try to make multiple accounts. So the Pi developers have said that there's going to be 3 phases in its launch. Right now, we're actually currently in phase 2, but phase 1 was their initial design, distribution, and creation of their initial app that launched back in 2019. Phase 2 was getting the testnet running. Essentially, the testnet is just them testing their mainnet and their blockchain by having several nodes participating in voluntarily with fake Pi to be able to transfer between fake wallets in order to make sure everything is functioning and working properly as they continue to program it and improve on any issues that may come about. And phase 3 is the actual launch of the mainnet and the actual use case of Pi, where it will have a value compared to fiat currencies and it will be tradable for goods and services. Now, phase 3 is expected to launch in Q4 of 2021 or early in Q1 of 2022, depending on things go with the development and how things go with the testnet. As of right now, you can download the Pi Network app and begin to mine your coins that way. You can also download their wallet app, which will then be giving you some test Pi, where you can either send or receive test Pi in order to test out how the wallet system is going to work when it launches. On top of that, the Pi Network developers are wanting the Pi Network to be more than just any regular cryptocurrency. They want to develop a community around the Pi Network and actually have it have use cases within their own applications. For one, people will then be allowed to advertise to Pi holders through their apps. However, for them to be able to do so, they will actually have to pay you for your attention in viewing their advertisements. So by you watching ads, you will earn Pi. They also want to develop a barter marketplace where you could essentially create a digital storefront and sell any items, services, or anything else that you'd like to other Pi holders in exchange for Pi. So not only do they want the Pi network to allow other businesses to eventually accept it, but they also want to internally allow Pi holders to buy and sell any products or services that they want within the Pi network itself. Like I mentioned before, there are a lot of fake or copycat applications out there that are similar to Pi that's really starting to muddy the waters and make people believe that the Pi network is just a giant scam. I think the thing that people need to realize, though, however, is developing a cryptocurrency, especially from the ground up, where you're not just developing a token, but you're actually developing your own mainnet and your own cryptocurrency with a unique use case, does indeed take time. I don't think that the Pi network is a scam. I think it's a legitimate and it's a serious project. And I'm very interested to see where it will go in the future. The development team has been very open about who they are. They regularly give updates within the Pi Network app. And they also have sections where you can ask questions and talk to other people within the community. So if you're interested in the Pi Network and want to go ahead and start earning some Pi before it actually launches, I'm going to leave my invitation code in the description of this video if you want to go ahead and just copy that so you can go ahead and start mining Pi today. Now, in my personal opinion, even if this does flop in the future, it ends up becoming worthless or it doesn't really go anywhere or the project ends up being scrapped, I don't think there's a lot of risk here, considering you don't actually have to put in any money to earn Pi. It's just simply clicking a button once a day, about every 24 hours, which is honestly just a few seconds a day. So if this ends up going somewhere and there is a developed marketplace on Pi, it would be nice to basically earn free money by clicking a button just one time a day and seeing that grow over time. I'm curious to see what your guys' opinion is on the Pi network and the Pi coin. Do you guys see this as a project that has some merit and will be able to grow in time? Or do you guys see this as a coin that's either going to never go anywhere, or the second it launches, everyone's just going to try to sell it for fiat and then it'll become worthless? Thank you guys for watching and sticking with me for another episode of What the FUD. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
If you believe we put a man on the moon, man on the moon.
Oh, this is awkward. Didn't know you're still here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and of course click the notification bell. Bye.